I sensed something was off the second I heard her laugh. Not her usual soft, warm laugh, the one that always reached her eyes. This one was louder, looser, almost wild. And it wasn't for me. The music pulsed through the living room, lights dimming and flaring over wine glasses and half-finished bottles. Claire had thrown another small get-together, though 15 people were already crammed into our house. I hovered near the kitchen, pretending my phone was more interesting than what was happening across the room. She was standing too close to him. Ethan, the coworker from her marketing job. I'd met him once. The type of guy who strutted around wrapped in his own confidence. He leaned in, whispered something against her ear, and she threw her head back laughing as if he'd just delivered the punchline of the century. That laugh used to be mine. I walked toward them, forcing my voice to stay even. "Claire, can we talk for a second?" Her smile faltered. "Right now?" "Just a minute." She exhaled sharply, pushing her hair behind her ear. "Tom, seriously? You're kind of killing the vibe. Can we not do this?" "Ruining the vibe!" The words hit harder than I expected. "You've been with him the whole night?" I said quietly. She rolled her eyes. "He's my friend." "Stop acting weird! Claire, stop!" Her voice sliced through the music, and a few people turned to look. "God, you always do this. Can't you just relax?" Something inside me splintered. The woman I'd loved for a decade, married for 6, who once danced barefoot on our kitchen tile at midnight, looked at me like I was an inconvenience. "Enjoy your vibe," I whispered, and I walked out. Cold air slapped me the moment I stepped outside. I didn't even grab my coat. I just kept walking, down the driveway, past the glow of our windows, away from the laughter leaking onto the street. My breath fogged in the November night, each step echoing with anger and disbelief. I eventually ended up in my car parked around the corner. I couldn't go back. Not yet. I sat there in the dark, engine off, watching silhouettes come and go. At one point, Ethan wandered outside for a smoke. A few minutes later, Claire followed. They talked. She laughed again. He touched her arm. That was enough. I drove aimlessly, past shuttered shops, past the park where we used to walk our dog, past the restaurant where we'd had our first date. Memories stabbed their way into my chest one by one. I pulled into a 24-hour diner, ordered a coffee I never touched, and watched the hours crawl by. Midnight, 1, 2. At 3:47 a.m., my phone buzzed for the first time. Then again, and again, 12 missed calls lit up the screen. I didn't answer. By 7, I finally drove home. The house was quiet, the sky still bruised gray. Inside, the living room looked like a battlefield. Wine glasses everywhere, half-eaten snacks, confetti stuck to the rug. Claire sat curled up on the couch, eyes swollen, phone gripped in her hand. She looked up. "Tom," she croaked, "where were you?" I was worried. "Were you?" I said, "because the last thing you told me was that I was ruining the vibe." Her lips shook. "I didn't mean that. I was just embarrassed. You always get so suspicious." "Suspicious?" I stepped closer. "Claire, I watched you with him all night." "Nothing happened," she said quickly. Too quickly. My phone showed the dozens of missed calls. "Then why?" I asked. 50 calls? She hesitated. "Because I knew you'd get the wrong idea." Before I could answer, her phone lit up between us. A message from Ethan. I wasn't trying to snoop, but the preview was impossible to ignore. "Last night was amazing. I can't stop thinking about it. Everything went still." "Tom, please," she whispered. "It's not what you think." I laughed, a broken sound that didn't feel like mine. "You said nothing happened." Tears spilled down her cheeks. "I swear I didn't plan it. We were drinking. Everyone left. Things just stop." My voice cracked. "Just stop." I turned away, gripping the edge of the table as my mind pieced together everything I hadn't witnessed, but now could picture too clearly. The laughing, the leaning in, the arm touch, the way she'd looked at him. Love blinds you to all the warning signs. She followed me into the kitchen. "Tom, I messed up. I love you. Because it was exciting, right?" I snapped. "Because I'm the boring husband who doesn't get the vibe." "No," she said, voice breaking. "Because I thought maybe you didn't care anymore. You've been distant, always tired, always working." "I was working to provide for us," I said, "while you were looking for excitement with your coworker." Silence fell, heavy and final. "I'll go," I said at last. "Stay here until I figure things out." She grabbed my arm. "Don't do this." "We can fix it, can we?" I whispered, staring at her hand on my sleeve. The same hand that once felt like home now only reminded me of his touch. You broke something I can't repair. I walked away. For the next few days, I stayed at my brother's. Claire called nonstop, messages of apologies, explanations, promises. I didn't respond. On the third night, she sent one last text. I ended things with him. I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me. Hate her? No, that was the worst part. I still loved her. But love shouldn't feel like a wound you keep pressing on. A week later, I returned home to grab a few things. She was waiting, pale and small, in one of my old sweatshirts. "Tom," she whispered, "can we talk?" We sat quietly until she finally spoke. "I know I don't deserve forgiveness. I just want you to understand it wasn't really about him. I felt lost, invisible, like if someone else wanted me, maybe I could want myself." The honesty hurt more than any excuse. "I get it," I said softly. "But understanding doesn't erase the pain." She nodded, tears slipping down. "So what happens now?" I looked around. Our photos, her plants, the faint smell of her perfume. "I don't know, but I can't stay somewhere trust is already gone." She broke down, sobbing into her hands. I turned away before I shattered too. As I stepped through the doorway, she called after me, voice trembling. "Tom, please don't go." I paused. The same doorway I'd walked through the night, she accused me of killing the vibe. Only now, there was no music, no laughter, just regret. I didn't look back. Because sometimes love doesn't vanish in betrayal. It just knows staying means losing yourself. By morning, my phone showed 47 missed calls. This time I didn't answer a single one.